Hey guys, it's Rob, and I figured I would give you an update as to how my vestibular neuritis is doing. We're about 5 months, just about, and it's getting better progressively, slowly, but it is getting better. They still aren't sure if I have Meniere's disease, but I mean, it's leaning towards not because I don't have any hearing loss, at least not yet. I'm almost 46 and I still hear really, really well. I went for a hearing test and they said everything seems fine. I can hear low frequency, high frequency. Everything's fine. Like my TV is still really low. I don't have any issues with that. I mean, sometimes because I'm just old, I do have issues of hearing people if they mumble. But so I figured I would tell people how things are going. So back in December 15th, I had issues with vertigo. I woke up, I couldn't move, the room was spinning, I vomited a lot, laid on my floor, just dizzy for about 5 hours. Went to the emergency room. Almost 3 days later, they let me out. They said that I have vestibular neuritis, but they did like a CAT scan, MRI. I went for an MRA. They had thought that I had possibly had an aneurysm on my brain, but luckily the results came back and said that I did not. I did not have a stroke, anything bad like that. I kind of was depressed about it. I guess that's the fairest thing to say, and I just kind of like laid around for a little bit. I went to vestibular rehab, dealt with a lot of motion sickness. Like I couldn't ride in a car, couldn't go anywhere. I kind of like became a prisoner inside my own house for a few months. Lately, I went to a neurologist and an ear, nose, and throat doctor. The ear, nose, and throat doctor seems to lean more towards vestibular migraines or Meniere's disease, while my neurologist seems to think that it's vestibular neuritis. And vestibular neuritis, what that really is it's like a virus in your deep inner ear, and it just affected my left ear. Created vertigo, creates motion sickness still, very little. I have it maybe a few times a day, but I do daily eye exercises and balance exercises to try and relax that so that it's not as severe. The weather sometimes, if it's overcast or rainy, can definitely play a big part in that. I recommend lots of fluid. Just drink water constantly. What I learned to do is to cut my sodium levels way down. Plus, I have high blood pressure, so it certainly isn't a bad thing. My weight had gotten up, because they kind of put you on like meat and potatoes, basically. As far as like chicken, fish, potatoes, brown rice, anything that's really low in sodium that you can kind of make on your own, you might as well forget about eating out. Like I still can't eat out. That's not going to happen. But I figured I would tell people as to if you're dealing with vestibular neuritis and you're hoping to get some relief, I can only tell you what's worked for me. First of all, you have to get up and you have to start exercising. You have to get moving. For me, what I did is I bought Power 90 back in like 2003 and 2004, something along those lines. Maybe 2006, something like that. I don't even know when I grabbed it, but it really worked well for me back then, and it still works great for me now. I'm down like 15 pounds, and I've been doing it for a little over 2 weeks. So that has helped a lot. There's some yoga on there. There's some small weightlifting on there. There's cardio on there. You kind of go at your own pace, whatever you feel comfortable with. And the benefit is you don't have to go anywhere to do it. You can kind of do it in the comfort of your own home. For motion sickness, I recommend some ginger pills. I don't know if you can see those ginger pills. They actually are decent. They don't really upset your stomach or anything. They kind of soothe it. They kind of make any upset stomach issues kind of go away. You can cook with ginger. There's actually ginger gum that you can get. You can use peppermint oil. Anything like that will help calm those symptoms down a little bit. Back in February or March, maybe early March, I developed tinnitus in my left ear. And what that is that's like the ringing or buzzing sound that's in your ear. And it was really loud. Like it went from real subtle to very, very loud. And I tried a whole bunch of different home remedies, because there's no cure for tinnitus. I tried, every whacked out, home remedy that you could get. I tried a bunch of different ideas. You can try ginkgo biloba. I did not do that because of the high blood pressure medication that I'm on. We've tried like 6 different medications to try and see what affects me the least. And what I'm on right now seems to work the best. I take it closer to bedtime, and it kind of like has a mild sedative and kind of zonks me out. But what I use for tinnitus is lipoflavonoid plus. I'll hold it up there so you can like see it. You can grab it off of Amazon. It's like $30, and you're gonna double your dosage for the first 2 months. So it's gonna run you about $60 a month for the first 2 months. But to be honest, if you look at the reviews and you get to a point where you're desperate and you just want relief, I was fortunate to be one of the people that got some relief from it. So I recommend it to people. In the beginning, you'll take 2 after every meal, and then after 2 months, you take 1 after every meal for like they call it like a maintenance period. Drink lots of water. What I did is I moved away from potatoes and started doing more brown rice. I do some vegetables. More vegetables than fruit. You have to watch fruit because of the citrus content in it. It depends on what affects your vestibular issues. For me, like I said, I do daily exercises. That really helps a lot. I stay away from chocolate. I stay away from salt. I keep my salt intake very, very low, 1,500 milligrams per day. And also, whatever side is bothering you, try to, sleep on the other side a little bit, even if it's for like an hour or 2. I noticed that I tend to lay on my right side because my left ear is the one that bothers me. It's actually bothering me today, to be honest. That's why I keep sticking my finger in my ear. It just kind of itches and it's just annoying. So try to even if it does, for me, like it creates a very odd sensation. It creates almost like an anxious sensation, and anxiety is actually kind of common. So you have to be careful with that. I still do not drive. I try to avoid going in big box stores like a Target or a grocery store or anything like that, but I can go in them. It's just uncomfortable. Fluorescent lighting is the worst. I typically wear glasses, and I have trifocals, which have like 3 different prescription levels in them, and I haven't worn them since I had my problems because the fluctuation in prescription kind of upsets me a little bit, like kind of messes up my head and my stomach a little bit. So I'm waiting to see if these subside a little bit, and if they do, then I can go back to them. If not, I'm going to go back and just get 1 prescription and probably a darker, like a tint in the glasses to try and help eliminate some of the problems with fluorescent lighting. The weather can affect you. If it rains or it's overcast, that can kind of affect you. But I guess my only recommendation to people, if you're out there suffering from that, is every case is different. Go see several doctors, go see ear, nose, and throats, go see a neurologist, go see your primary care doctor, and see if they can help you. Stay away from, any kind of motion that might make you upset. Make sure you go see a vestibular therapist to help you with balance and help you relearn balance. And be careful, there's a lot of maneuvers out there that they do the Epley maneuver, which I had done to me several times, which can help put the crystals back in your ear if that's the problem. With benign vertigo, you can actually have the crystals there's like these little crystals or little hairs that are like really deep in your inner ear, and they can kind of become dislodged. And when they kind of get into the other ear canal, they cause vertigo, and they cause you to be feel like you're moving and you're not, and your brain freaks out, and that's why you have vertigo. And vertigo for me is when your eyes kind of do this kind of pattern. I think it's called I don't know. I don't remember what it was called. But anyway, as you can see, I'm trying to get on the path to recovery. And so far, like I said, it's going much better. You have to be active. And hopefully, if anything, this will help people that might be dealing with this issue or have questions about it. I'm not a doctor, obviously, so I can only tell you what worked for me. And, what I read a lot online. Like I read so much every day. I made it a point to learn as much possible as I kid about vestibular neuritis, Meniere's disease. Dana White had Meniere's disease, and he actually went overseas and had it fixed, which they do not do here. They did I want to say like stem cell, but it's kind of like that. But they don't do that here in the U.S., so we're kind of stuck. There's lots of operations you can get where you can have stents put in. They can disconnect the vestibular nerves and stuff, but that's only for people that have like significant hearing loss, because there's really a good chance you're not going to hear again out of that ear. So just be careful what you do. That's the best thing. And rely on your friends and family. I think that a lot of people think that you're fine, even though you look fine, but you're not. I can't tell you how many times I'll be talking to someone and I'll have motion sickness and they'll never know it, because I'm keeping my shit together and trying not to, fall over or anything like that. Like I said, I haven't had a full-blown vertigo attack, knock on wood, since December. December 17th was the last one. But I do deal with a lot of off balance motion type things. So I do feel that it's getting better. They also recommend to see a psychiatrist because of the anxiety that you develop. I have not done that yet, but I probably will. It's such a weird health issue. It's just bizarre. But anyway, hopefully the tips that I gave you help, and I'll hopefully update again soon. Thanks.